You're with the Breaker Leggers!
And the Little Leggers!
And the Little Leggers! Still not so little.
Still getting quite big.
I think they'll be like, we won't have any leftover turkey this year because we'll just be feeding you
We'll
constantly.
be eating. And do you know what? We're all dressed up in festive gear. I've got a feeling there's another Panto coming this way.
Oh no,
there
there's
isn't.
not. Totally
Oh, dear.
unrehearsed.
Oh my goodness, it started already. What are we here for?
Let's
What are
hope
we here
that this
for?
show is better rehearsed than that little skit today. Right, we are here to see, by the magic of a streaming service at home, we're being transported to the King's Head Theatre.
Ooh.
And we are watching Snow White, but not your traditional Snow White and the Seven Dwarves.
Right.
This is a COVID-inspired spoof, Snow White in the 7 months of lockdown.
Wow, topical.
Yes.
Okay.
So featuring renamed dwarves such as Crabby, Half-Baked, and Self-Conscious. I think you can tell off the bat what kind of a show this is gonna be. I'm not going to keep calling it Snow White in the 7 months of lockdown.
Okay.
I'm going to call it Snow White in Tusmold.
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 Catchy.
The 7 months of lockdown.
Yeah.
Tusmold. It's a co-production between the King's Head Theatre and Charles Court Opera, and it's directed by CCO's artistic director, who's also written it and stars in it. That's John Savornin.
Well, why not? If
Write
you
the
can.
theme tune, sing the theme tune.
If you can, do it.
Do it. And he's
Absolutely.
pulled together some of the finest operatic talent alongside King's Head Theatre passionate supporters and Islington locals, Mark Gatiss and Ian Hallard.
Oh, a great pairing.
You might know Mark Gatiss for obviously playing Mycroft Holmes in the Sherlock series, which he also wrote,
Wow.
which is incredible. But he was also in The Madness of King George at the Nottingham Playhouse that we saw, and years and years The League of Gentlemen, that comedy BBC sort of sketch show, which was massively popular. And Ian Hallard, you might know from the most recent revival of Boys in the Band, which was directed by Adam Penford.
Well, there you go.
There you go. And also, we saw him, this is a throwback, in our very first ever Panto review.
as the Leggers.
We'd only been the Leggers for a couple of months. We didn't know what we were doing, and we still don't.
No.
So nothing's really changed. But he was Widow Twanky in the production of Aladdin.
He was brilliant as well.
Yeah,
I
he's
enjoyed
a
it.
Panto aficionado. Well, they're going to be the voices of the men in the mirror
Okay.
in Snow White. 2 of them shaking things up. Now, it's just 60 minutes in length.
Okay, nice and snappy.
Which
Light snappy.
obviously you can enjoy from the comfort of your own home as a streaming production whenever you want to. Pause it if you want, go for a wee, or do what we're going to do, make hot chocolate.
Oh.
Like, you can do that if you want to.
Yeah.
And whilst we might be lacking that Panto atmosphere of all being in the same room, this stream does have interactive viewer choice elements.
How do you
So
mean?
you can steer the Panto
So
as
it'll
you go.
it'll ask you, what do you want?
What do you want to do next? What do you want Snow White
to
to
do?
do? Decisions you make.
Oh, we can
Ooh.
watch it sometimes, so we can choose different.
You can watch it afterwards if you want to go on
was
every
gonna say-
I'm going to
part.
do that. I'm going to do
So
that.
it's 60 minutes long,
Yeah.
but it could be days long if you try and do every single
I
variation.
don't think they've got days worth of footage,
Right, okay.
but you know, it means that it kind of keeps it, because you can't shout out, although we still will.
if we get it wrong, does she die in the end?
We'll have to find out.
I'm just curious.
It's an
Okay,
apple
we'll
that
have to
sends
find
you
out.
to sleep. It's not a little prick, is it? Like on a finger from the
Okay.
spinning wheel.
No.
Oh. But talking of viewer choice, there are 2 versions to this Panto as well. As the interactive element, they've done a film, the family option, suitable for 5+, and an adult option for 16+, in case you like your Pantos a little bit filthy.
Ooh, which one are we watching?
We're watching the family one.
Of course we
Keep
are.
it family safe. None of that
Absolutely.
double innuendo. None of that.
Double-
He's behind you. Woo! None of that.
Okay, so
Keep
we're
it
watching
clean.
the family version,
Yeah.
and it's interactive.
Interactive.
Right.
60 minutes, let's get going. Oh, scared myself there.
Are you all having a lovely time?
Yeah. Oh.
Viewer's choice moment. Are you having a lovely time?
No!
Are we having a lovely time?
I want to see what happens.
They're
if
just
we press
sadists. It's the Christmas spirit is not with
You
us.
have selected no
What?
and have used one paid playthrough of the Charles Good Opera Panto.
Bye! It's the end of the
Visit
show.
our
The end of the show.
Merry Christmas.
Finish. Lovely good time. Show over.
I'm sorry, what?
Make it more panto-like, look. Kids!
Oh, coffee, look. Oh,
Have some candy!
right there, well, yeah.
Give to the audience!
Oh, Ghostbusters. That wasn't funny, but missing you. Make a quick phone call too. The washing machine has been on the blink.
He says yes, he says no.
I say yes.
No!
What
No!
do you mean? I got the wrong person. The labels.
Chaos.
Option 2.
Quinoa!
Option 2.
That's Larry. She was married to Barry.
No.
And they've got
That
Harry.
one's Snow White. She was married to Barry.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Prince one's Larry.
And the Frogman's Harry.
And the Frogman's Harry.
Wait, I thought the frogman was Larry.
Don't be a tit.
Don't let Jones transmit.
We've come to the end of Snow White and
no, so months.
Snow White
Oh, God.
and what is it? Look,
No,
Snowd.
Tusmoff.
Tismov.
Snow White
No, it was
in the
just
seventh.
Tismov.
No, Tusmold.
Tismol.
So start again.
Why does small duh? Why do you-
Lockdown.
But
Lock.
lockdown's one word.
It's a hyphenate.
Lockdown. Okay, so we've come to the end of Snow White and Virtual World of Snow White.
Snow White. Tusmold.
You always
Snow.
You always say Snow White.
Snow White in Tusmold.
In Tismol.
The 7 months of lockdown.
We've
So
I think we just failed the intro.
Oh well.
and that was the outro.
they-
so
yeah.
good.
Outro.
But they're used to it by now. Like literally, they've had 4 years of this. They know what they're getting
What
into.
did you think, Lego Simon?
Do you really want to start with me?
Yeah, you
Okay.
start us off.
I absolutely loved it. I thought it was fantastic. It was one of the most enjoyable Panto experiences I've had, certainly this year. And we've seen, this is our third now, though we've not done full reviews. Catch us over on Instagram for the content.
Yeah.
But this is our third. And for me, it was my favourite. I thought it was smart. I thought it was witty. I thought the music was great. I thought it was stupid and conceptually very, very, very clever.
Okay, who agrees or disagrees with Simon?
I
Disagree.
disagree, but I do like the fact how it was you get to change the story.
The interactiveness.
That was very
Yes, although I didn't like that I only figured out halfway through that I could use my wireless mouse. So I didn't have to keep getting up and
What is
messing
it?
with the laptop.
What is it? What's the thing? The peas.
Your paw.
The poor preparation leads to poor performance.
Okay. So there we go. But that's the good side. We figured it out. I figured it out for in the future.
But it does
you
keep
like
it-
that it was interactive.
I did.
It's to set it apart,
Okay.
doesn't it, from other sorts of streaming theatre content?
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
a good
the fact
concept.
that you've
You
got
just spat on
an you're so welcome. Did you supposed to say it, don't spray it? I want the news, not the weather.
Yes, so that's good. And what did you think, Lego Lincoln?
I thought altogether it was interesting.
Interesting.
I agree with Spencer, disagree with Simon. Yeah, I thought I didn't like it much.
Okay.
Wait, honestly. I thought the songs were. I don't think the songs were horrible.
Okay.
I did like
God,
one
that's
of the
Thought the
diplomatic.
songs.
You did
I
like
thought
one
the
of
songs-
them.
I did
Oh,
like the
okay.
song where they were in the middle of the woods and it was
Yes,
like a mixture
that one
of
was
this
good.
one,
A
this
mixture of
one,
med. Okay,
That
so
mashup was good, or
Mashup.
medley, or whatever it is. That
I'm
was good.
somewhere in the middle. I don't think it was quite where Lego Simon is, and I'm probably more erring towards where the little Legos are. I think it was just wasn't quite pitched right. I'm thinking a lot of stuff would go over people's heads. especially little ones, if they're pitching it 5+.
5+ for the family version.
I don't know. I mean, it's short and it's big, but I think because it's got original songs that move quite quick as well, they're nice and melodic, they're sung really well. I think I caught about 60% of the lyrics. Oh, another 40% of them were just either too quick or just I wasn't able to capture them. Whether it's because it wasn't articulate or it was lost in the putting it onto a digital format. Whatever it was, I could tell it was witty, but I lost the punchlines or the lead up to the gags.
If there are subtitles that you could put on screen, that would make it a lot better. I did agree with you at times that some of the words and the lyrical flourishes were lost, but I could tell that this company are very much inspired by Gilbert and Sullivan. It's that very quick-witted, Sondheim. You know, I mean, because to be fair, I've seen Into the Woods several times now, and I don't have a clue what's going on. So, in that terms of that respect, if they wanted to pitch it like a Sondheim, they've done well, because some of those numbers for me, they're like a jumble, you know.
And as a theatre goer, I like those numbers. However, I think for a pantomime, a family pantomime, what I really missed was those well-known songs where I could sit back, hum along to, know what they were. They were upbeat. This was more of a musical.
It's a musical theatre lovers panto.
Pop.
And I think that's the point of it. It's an alternative panto. It's satirical. It's not Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Either way,
it's something else, and it's meant to be something else.
And in being something else, I didn't enjoy that. It was a bit too far removed from my enjoyment. Although the one number that did work, the one we were talking about, was where it was a bit of a musicals medley, and we recognised the popular songs and the musical theatre songs, and it was like, okay, we could see the cleverness in the craft. And it sounds good, and it sounded great.
I think you're contradicting yourself massively here, because you're saying I didn't enjoy it because it felt more like a musical than a panto, and I said like maybe there's a musical theatre lovers panto, and then you said I missed the pop, but the bit I did love was the musical theatre section.
Yeah, which was 3 minutes.
So you're saying that you would have liked more of that?
I would have liked more
of the
well-known
musical
pop
theatre.
songs.
Which one do you want? I don't know.
What this was a new musical in a way, and I think it's just pitched wrong for where it was. I think it was disengaging for the audience they're going for.
And that's
if it's in the adult one, brilliant. If I'd come in looking at the adult one, then I'd be seeing it through different eyes. However, this is the family version we saw.
Yes, and I would agree with you. I have judged this completely on my experience of it, taking out of my mind other people's experience, because we always say go to the theatre, don't listen to what we say, go and make your own mind up. And that's what I would think. Exactly. If I saw this as a 5+ family panto only, and I was coming at it thinking, then I think I would be alienated by that, and I would think that it was pitched wrong. But I really want to see the adult version now, and I think that I would love that even more.
I thought the concept was good, keeping it modern. We were confused at times about the dwarves and who was who. I mean, there are some really strong characters.
The bit that I really didn't get is that when Snow White said, "Maybe it's me," first I lost Barry, then you're Larry, but he was Larry, and I forgot that.
Harry,
I
thought the other one was Harry.
I thought
and
that
the
Harry
prince
was
was
Larry,
Harry.
and then the prince was Harry. It gets confusing.
Made no sense.
I mean, it was fun.
I kept up.
You kept up.
I would say that says more about you.
I'd say as I say, a number of the gags I think would have gone over people's head. If you went over my head, were just lost or too quick. And
you didn't. I win.
Yes, I mean there were laugh moments. There were some laugh out loud moments at points. I also missed the slapstick. This was very much about the wittiness and the cleverness and the text, as opposed to the kind of slapstick stuff. And they had it. They had like a washing machine. I thought there were going to be some.
Where's the phone? Where's the custard pie?
Yeah, where's the stuff that makes it that family pitched pantomime? And we're back in the room.
So basically,
technical issues.
What we're saying about the piece is, if it was pitched entirely at adults, it would be fabulous. If it was pitched entirely at kids and it was a bit more sort of like kiddified and you had some pop numbers and a little bit of slapstick, then you'd be thrilled.
Then it would be engaging for the kids. That's what I'm saying.
But as a result, it sits uncomfortably in the middle.
Yes,
That's how we're summarising.
Yes, the family version, yes.
Yes.
Adult version probably works really well for adults.
Yeah, I'll put these lot to bed and we'll just have a drink and watch that.
Let's do that.
Get a bit sexy.
Should we talk about some of the characters?
Let's talk about some of the characters. So, who was everyone's favourite character?
The evil queen.
The Evil Queen. What did you like about the Evil Queen?
I liked.
The evil queen.
Is it because she reminded you of you? I mean, I'm not going to lie. You're going to get all your best sass from me.
Who
Just
played
saying.
the evil queen?
Who played the Evil Queen was Jenny Jacobs.
Okay.
Now, she opened the entire show, and I think you
She
took a
did.
bit of upset towards her at
Yeah.
the beginning, right, little Lega Spence?
And the very, very first sentence, I got called a cretin.
A cretin. She'd only just met you.
Yeah, most people only find that out a bit later.
Oh, you see what I mean? It pays off. Teaching you, giving you all my best shots here.
And that's a good. That's a classic Panto villain. Do you know what I mean? Hating the kids, hating on the kids, and right from the word go, hating on the kids,
And in the adults
Which is good.
version, just hating on everybody.
hating on everybody.
Just hating on them all.
Who else are people's favourite characters?
Spence, who did you like?
The Seven Dwarves.
The Seven Dwarves, all played by one actor, and that actor was Matthew Kellett, played all seven dwarves. The seven dwarves being deep breath, keep breathing, breathe deeper. Okay, crabby, gleeful, drowsy, self-conscious, sneezing. I forgot to
We got to
breathe.
sneezy.
Crabby, gleeful, drowsy, self-conscious, sneezy, half-baked, and wharf. Because a wharf
Is
a
another word for dog.
dock. Get
Okay.
it? Get it? I especially like the fact they couldn't Disneyfy this and they had a writ.
They're
from
very
Disney.
open about it.
That was hilarious. I loved that. And I also really loved that even in the kids' version, family version, Half-Baked had marijuana on his hat.
Wow. I've also got to say, I wasn't too sure which one was which at what stage because they weren't
That
quite
was very
introduced or
true.
clarified
And
very
I'm
well.
pretty sure we didn't see all of them.
Apparently we did, but I wouldn't have been able to tell.
Fleetingly is what I would say.
Yeah.
Certainly Gleeful we only saw for a moment, but we did get a
Wait,
bit of him.
Gleeful we saw twice, didn't we?
He was the one, I think,
He
that
was
had
the
the
one-
face mask on, like the shield, the face shield.
Yeah.
That's the one that's not Gleeful.
Which one's Gleeful?
Gleeful was the one that
with all the
sang.
clothes. That one. That one's
Gleeful
Gleeful.
was
No,
the
that's-
one that
he's
sang the
ill,
song
that's
at the
sneezing.
No.
Oh, wasn't Gleeful
That-
the one
Gleeful
that sang
was
the
the one
song
that
at
sang the
the
song at the
funeral?
funeral.
Spoiler.
Self-conscious. It was
Self-conscious.
self-conscious we only saw at the beginning.
So there was some confusion as to the clarity as to which one was which. Although some had some really strong accents. My favourite was the Scottish one,
Because he was a violent alcoholic.
just because you got murder in
Nothing
there,
stereotypical
Murder.
here of the Glaswegian accent and a threat.
and that's always gonna win a bit of cheap humour.
Cheap.
So that was good. So he was good. He was busy. Who else do we have cast wise?
I loved John Savornin as Snow White. I mean, considering the guy was in it, wrote it, directed it, I think he's a great talent. And I loved, and I know that you are, I loved the sort of wittiness of his lyrics and the way that he span a tune. But
Yeah.
we had a bit of baritone hatred.
What
I
do you
didn't
think of?
really like it. All that I was hearing was like.
The sound of his voice went through Spencer like, what did it say? Couldn't keep it in how much you hated him. Like diarrhea!
He's a very talented person. He was very quick-witted. Played with the camera well. I loved his voice. I think his voice obviously suits the operatic style that they're coming from, and was did with the pace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's quickly
Good job.
mention others then. We haven't mentioned Prince Larry, played by Emily
No, we
Cairns.
haven't mentioned Prince Larry. We haven't mentioned Barry, and we haven't mentioned Harry.
Harry.
So Larry, Barry, and Harry. We liked the prince's trousers. Was it the leggings?
Yeah, I mean, envy, pair of like sparkly red leggings. Costume
Leggings
designer
only.
Holly Piggott.
Yes.
You can put me in a pair of red leggings any day, Holly.
Yeah.
Loved that.
Love those. So that's Harry or Larry?
That's Prince Larry.
So what do we think of Harry, who was the froggy one?
Harry was a frog.
Again, a bit of a spoiler there.
Yes.
Hello.
But what did you think?
Great kids performer, over the top, zany, really gave me good face.
Okay, great. Good face, good green stuff going on. Who else do we
A
have?
little bit of a cameo, and you were saying that it was, in terms of white, it was Snow White.
It was Snow White. So in terms of representation, even though it's a cast of 5, this is London. This is the capital of London.
Yeah.
And yet still limited in representation. However, we did have Barry White, and Barry White was voiced by someone.
Yeah, Marcus Fraser.
Giving beautiful, rich, bassy vocals. Loved
Giving me
those.
full war or something.
To give us like some Barry
My
White.
darling, can't get enough of your babe. I
So
can't
much
get
fun.
bassy enough. for
No,
that.
no one can.
Nobody.
can.
God rest Barry White.
And also we had the voices of the Mirrors.
Yes, of course, Mark
Ian.
Gatiss and Ian Hallard, pantomime professionals through and through.
Although we only heard them.
Yes, but you could tell by their interplay with one another, and especially Mark Gatiss's timing, his delivery is excellent.
Yeah.
I would have him read me an audiobook of this.
I'm sure he's done them,
I'm
you
sure
know.
he's probably done Sherlock
probably
once,
on
right?
Audible and stuff.
Or is
isn't
that
he?
Stephen Fry?
Stephen
Basically,
Fry
any
is-
gig that Fry doesn't get, Gatiss gets.
Possibly.
I reckon that's the case.
So what else do we want to talk about? We spoke about the music. I'm not sure if we spoke about the
No,
music or
not yet. I mean, the book was written by John, but the musical director and music and lyrics were written by David Eaton. And let's talk about the different musical styles for a minute. I loved the quick-wittedness, almost Gilbert and Sullivan-esque moments.
Don't know
where
what that is,
They
but
would
okay.
the interplay with the words, and the it's all right. We'll give you an education.
And a bit Sondheim-esque at times. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's quite quick.
Looking at it from your point of view, I can see why it's not Holy Family, but if I'd have had a couple of drinks and seen this, even the family version, I think I'd have had a great time. I did have a great time, but if I'd seen the adult version, even better. It would have been top of the league. But one of the most enjoyable panto experiences I've had. I really liked it.
And I think that's the thing. As an adult pantomime, it's good. For people who like musicals as well, or operetta even, it's witty, it's quick. So that gets it for me. I think that's where it's pitched. It's just for the family version. I don't think it's fully accessible.
It feels like they've written the adult version and then thought, what can we take out to get a wider audience?
Yeah,
rather than
maybe.
they've written a family panto. They've written an adult panto and then taken out some of the smut. That's what they've done.
That seems to be how they've done it. So from an adult's perspective, this is fun and enjoyable.
Yeah.
So go and do it. Get it. Download it.
'Cause that's just what we think.
It's totally what do you think?
Yeah.
Get it and see for yourself. I think, on a late evening when it's dark, have a few glasses of wine. You're gonna have a ball and a real blast on the adult one.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what, guys? That might well be our last review before Christmas.
Oh my goodness,
Christmas
is
2020.
days away.
It's going to be a different one this year, but what we're saying is keep it intimate, guys. Coronavirus has leveled up. So some people
we're
are
going
in
into
level
tier
4.
fours.
Yeah, tier 4.
So keep safe.
Crazy. Remember, Christmas might be lonely for some people this year, but at least you're not going to kill you now.
What is it they sing in the... Or Grandad. We always forget about the Granddads. Or is it Don't Be a Tit, Don't Transmit, or something? There's a song. What is the lyric?
In the show, they say, "Don't be a tit, stop the transmit."
Something like that. So do
I'm
that.
going to be shouting that at people in
Do
Tesco,
that,
especially
yes.
those ones that wear their mask here.
And they sang that in the. Do you know? That was quite a clever song actually in the show.
About washing your hands and wearing your mask.
Social distancing.
Don't wear it here or here. Don't be a tit. Don't let it transmit.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah.
So look after yourselves and each other. And as it is going to be the holidays, whatever you're doing, whatever, having a good
We can
time.
pull a cracker with you, fellow leggers.
Let's try and work this out.
We wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year! A toy has fallen out. Yay!
Anyway, we're the Breaker Leggers.
And the little leggers.
Oh, and the little leggers.
And we'll catch you again soon.
Bye.
What did baby corn say to mummy corn?
I don't know. What did Baby Corn say to Mummy Corn?
Where's popcorn?
Oh.
How do sheep greet each other at Christmas?
Humbug.
Humbug.
Don't know.
A Merry Christmas to you.
You. Our version was better.